is a Hopi legend that you might have heard. Perhaps you've heard it on my YouTube channel because I've spoken about it before. The Hopi speak about 4 different worlds and how each world ends with a catastrophe, and how we're already on the 4th world. So there have been 3 previous worlds. Now, the Hopi live in Arizona, and they're very isolated because their reservation is actually inside the Navajo reservation, kind of in the middle of it. So not many people visit them. And I've been there. It's a beautiful place, very desert-ish, very isolated, very desolate, but beautiful in its own way. And these people are very resilient. So I'm going to read to you about this legend that I have heard many times over. And again, like I said, you've probably heard it as well. Now, the Hopi have lived on the high desert of northern Arizona for thousands and thousands of years. And this barren but beautiful landscape was the place where the Hopi were directed to live by the Blue Star Kachina. They were directed to build a number of villages made out of pueblos. And that's what we today would call stone apartment complexes. Here, the Hopi managed to flourish by simply growing corn, beans, and squash with very little rainfall and almost no irrigation. One of the most intriguing Hopi legends involves the ant people, who were crucial in their survival, not just once, but twice. The so-called First World was destroyed by fire, perhaps some kind of volcanic eruption or an asteroid strike. The Second World was destroyed by ice, maybe an ice age or a polar shift. During these 2 global cataclysms, the virtuous members of the Hopi tribe were guided by an odd-shaped cloud during the day and a moving star at night that led them to the ant people, or in Hopi, the Anu Sinam. The ant people then escorted the Hopi into subterranean caves where they found refuge and sustenance. In this legend, the ant people are portrayed as generous and industrious, giving the Hopi food when supplies ran short and teaching them the merits of food storage. In fact, another legend says that the reason why the ants have such thin waists today is because they once deprived themselves of food in order to feed the Hopi. The constellation Orion also has a thin waist. When Orion dominates the winter skies, the ants are deep in their small underground hills. It could be said that these structures are similar in form to the Hopi kivas, which are subterranean communal prayer chambers. Coincidentally, the Sanskrit word ki means anthill, and va means dwelling. Each February, inside their kivas, the Hopi perform the bean sprouting ceremony, or bean dance. During this time, the fires are constantly kept burning, which makes these structures into excellent hothouses. This ritual commemorates a time when the ant people taught the Hopi how to sprout beans inside caverns in order to survive. It's interesting to note that the Babylonian sky god was named Anu, and the Hopi word for ant is also Anu, and the Hopi root word Naki means friends. So, the Hopi Anunnaki, or ant friends, may have been the same as the Sumerian Anunnaki, the beings who once came to earth from the heavens. Perhaps it's more than a coincidence that the Egyptian word Sahu means stars of Orion, whereas the Hopi word Sohu means star, the most important of which are those in the constellation Orion. So I was taught that the Hopi were led to the place where they live now many thousands of years ago by the blue star Kachina, which was a star in the sky that moved with them until it stopped, and that's when they knew that they were in their homeland. And it's been said many times that the Kachinas were star people. There are dances on the Hopi Mesa to honor all of the Kachinas. They come down from the mountains, and you might have heard or seen on television shows and such that many times a lot of UFO or alien activity centers around mountains. So that kind of goes along with that line of thought as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.